Hello Capricorn, thank you very much for tuning in to your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I already shuffled. Let's go ahead and get into relationships. Single will be second, and oracle cards come out as needed. So Capricorn, I feel like you're going to be okay with this one. I feel like this is going to be more to your liking. But like the first thing I'm noticing is like your partner seems to have colored outside the lines. And when I say that in the relation to a Capricorn, like Capricorn usually has some very well-defined borders. And if you color outside the lines that were previously agreed upon, that maybe doesn't go so well. If you have the rules where you want them to color outside the lines, that's one thing. But I feel like this is one of those things where like the lines are defined purposefully. You can do certain things within the lines, you can do certain things outside of the lines. But you gotta honor the border, is basically what I'm getting. And you have the Karma card, which is very reminiscent of the Judgment card in most decks. And the Shadow side is on their side, which is reminiscent of the Devil card in most decks. What's connecting the two of these is the Assessment, and I'm noticing it kind of push over to their side. Almost like you're paying attention and you're looking to what they've been doing, and you're seeing like you're all over the place. Like you're not staying in the lines at all, and then you're mixing colors. Like what are you doing? Like what is happening? You're making a mess. And I feel like that's how you're seeing this. Like, wait a minute, we agreed this, that, and the other thing, and you're basically just doing what you want. Like, what happened to what we agreed to? Now, when this happens, I feel like you're noticing, like, wait, no, you're way outside the lines. We agreed. Like, I feel like that's where your energy is. Like, we agreed this would be like this. You're going to color in the lines. Certain things happen within the lines, certain things happen on the other side, and you're not doing that. What are you doing? You notice what's going on here. Judgment is kind of in your favor. I know it's karma, but it's very reminiscent of that same feeling. Kind of like, no, we said this, and this is why, and this is what we set up. No. You then come into the Nine of Wands, like, we're putting it back within the lines. Fix it. Like, clean it up. This isn't right. And I feel like you're holding your partner to it, like, clean it up. You said you agreed to this. We agreed to this. Clean it up. That's how it feels. That's literally how it feels. They have the Queen of Wands on their side. They're like, I feel like they're kind of like, yeah, yes. I feel like that's coming through. Like, yes, I did. Yes, you're right. Like, I feel like they're not arguing with you, and I feel like they're actively fixing it. They got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups energy. Don't get caught up in the gender, but basically they're admitting that, yeah, that's what we agreed to. And they're walking away from what they were doing, and they're going more in line with, like, coloring within the lines as previously agreed. Now, I wouldn't say you're not overly happy with the situation, but you do have the Page of Cups. Because your partner is putting it back in perspective. They are correcting it. So the fact that they're correcting it and you don't have to keep fighting for it, you're happy about that. You're not really happy that it went that far out of the lines to begin with. But I'm also seeing you with the Seven of Cups, kind of like, all right, clearly my partner isn't quite satisfied with the way we have things set up. You seem to be very, very well aware of that. Kind of like, all right, clearly they only go so long and then they can't help themselves. They start coloring all over the place. So with the Seven of Cups on your side, spiritually, you're like, all right, let me start thinking ahead before this becomes a problem again, because it will become a problem again. I need to start thinking, like, what did they do? Like, when they colored outside the lines, what colors were they using? Why were they doing it? What were they trying to create there? Like, you're looking at this like, wait a minute, what did they do? Why did they do it? What will possibly happen again? You're seeing if there's a way you can be comfortable with doing things differently. It may be redefining borders to give your partner a little bit more fluidity, to where like, all right, I can give them this piece of the situation. They can do whatever the hell they want with that. I don't care about that. As long as this side over here stays within the borders, they can do what they want with that over there. Whatever they want, they can do what they want. And I feel like you're trying to look at it that way. Like, what other possibilities do I have? Are there little things where I can just let them do what they want so they can work out that energy and it doesn't come into the main situation? Are there possibilities I have here that they can just like express what they need to express and it not become a problem? That's your challenge card, by the way, is also the Five of Cups. If you look at it with the Seven of Cups, kind of like, what other ideas can I bring forward for them where they can outlet this energy and do what they need to do and be a little bit more spontaneous the way they want to? If you look at it that way and you try to find them opportunities that you're comfortable with and you want them to do that will actually help the situation, that will empower the situation. That's very good. If you kind of look at it with the Five of Cups, like, how long before they do this again? Like, we've gone through this before. How long before they do it again? If you go that route, you're going to have more problems and you're going to be very unhappy with it. I feel like they're saying be more of the proactive in this sense. Realize this is something your partner needs to do every now and then. Try to find something that's more acceptable to you and then present it to them. Like, you know what? I don't like what you did here with the painting and the decorating in the house. That's a little crazy. I don't like that. But you know what I am okay with? We have a piece of the yard that, is off to the corner, and I know you like gardening. If you need me to help, I will help you do tilling or whatever you need done. But flat out, you can do what you want. I'll give you advice on what I think along the way, but you can do whatever you want. You can, you can even decorate that with your crazy colors, and you can put fun little things in that garden. You can make it flowers, you can make it vegetables, you can make it ferns, whatever you want to do. That way you can express yourself there, and you can make a little spot for yourself there that's very random, very much what you want. Whatever you want is cool. How about that? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's almost like that's what it is. It's almost like inside the house, you can't decorate things in a crazy way because I like to relax at the end of the day and I can't look at these wild colors all over the place. But outside here in this yard, in this piece of the yard, we can make a garden, or you can make maybe a little outside recreation spot where you have total control. You can have it any way you want it because it's not some place that I have to go to every time. It can be your own little personal, whatever you want to be there, we'll do that. It's almost like, you're finding a place for them to vent, for them to express, for them to vent out this energy to where you're like, yep, over there, that's their thing. They can do what they want as long as I don't have to come in the house every night and see it. I can either see it or not see it when I choose to. That's cool. I can do that. That can be their spot, and then the inside of the house stays normal, whatever that means. Because I feel like what's going to happen here is there's going to be stress from this after the fact. Your partner has the Nine of Swords. Like, they still have this energy they need to vent. They need to color outside the lines a little bit. That's something they need to do. If you can set something up, it's like your version of surrender and keeping the love. Like, all right, what can I live with? I can live with you doing that over there. That way it's over there, and it's fine, and that's what they want. They can do what they want. That's okay. I'm okay with this being over here. That's their spot, and I can help them do that with what they want. But it's totally up to them. They have total control of what they want. I'll assist them once in a while, but that's their area. That way they can vent out that energy. That's the surrender with the Two of Cups. Like, you can help them express this energy so they're not feeling like they're so pinned down or they're so oppressed. Because I feel like they're kind of feeling oppressed when they can't color outside the lines a little bit. You find them ways to do that you're okay with, that type of analogy. This really pushes this relationship up a level. You get, like, some really good reciprocation from that. I'm not even going to go down that road. Whatever that means to you, yes, that's what that will be. So whatever you want, knock your socks off. Because I feel like that's literally what you're going to get. All right. Now, I think we're good for Capricorn in relationships. Let's do Capricorn singles. Capricorn singles. What do we have for Capricorn singles? Messages for Capricorn singles. What do we have for Capricorn singles? Okay, amused. The word amused popped in as I was doing that. Amused. What makes you so amused, Capricorn? I'm curious. Seem to be... The first thing is amused. I really feel like you're amused. Which is interesting with that card. Let's shuffle these. Let's keep going. Amused. Is it amusement or amused? I think it's amused. What something is amusing you. Amused. You seem very amused with this person, like entertained almost. And maybe that's the key here. You've got the Ten of Pentacles in the past. You got the King of Swords at the bottom. So I feel like your life, for those of you this is really connecting with, your life you have going in the direction, it's right on point with where you want to go. You're kind of like, this is where I'm going. I want to pull somebody in to my lane. I want to add somebody to my car, to my vehicle, and keep going. I pretty much want to add somebody into the situation. I'm not looking to change a lot. I just want to add somebody in. And that's the Ten of Pentacles. Like, your life should be pretty comfortable. If this is going to hit, I feel like the way your life is set up, you're like, I know what I like, I know what I don't. I'm going this direction. This is what I want. I know exactly where I'm heading. I'm not looking to change my direction. I'm looking to pull somebody into mine, somebody who wants to be added into mine. That seems good. You also have the King of Swords at the bottom. Like, you've put a lot of thought into this. And you have the Knight of Pentacles where you're standing. Like, this isn't a negotiation. I don't feel like there's any negotiating. Like, this is my life. This is where my life is going. I know how I like the people around me. I simply want to add a new one in. That's all. I don't want to like throw things up. I don't want big changes. I don't want any big changes. I want somebody to add into my life, but I also want that to slowly like simmer it, like slowly stir something in. I'm not looking for big changes. I'm not looking for big hubbub. I'm not looking for big rock the world type situation. I want something nicely to add in. It seems really, really important. Now, you're not willing to back down from that. Four of Pentacles is like, again, this is not a negotiation. This is what you want. It either works that way or this is the wrong person for you. That's what I'm feeling. Now, you got the World card here, and you got, what's the other one? The King of Pentacles. Like, I feel like when I'm seeing the High Priestess in your environment, but you don't get caught up in the gender, somebody sees it for what it is. You're explaining it, they're hearing you, they understand. The question is this something they want to do? They're looking at you as in quality. They see you as a quality person. They do like you as a person. I feel like as they're starting to get involved with you, they know that you're true to your word. I don't see them questioning that, but they're trying to experience what that's really like before they go too far. And they're just kind of like trying to get a feel for like, what is life like with you? I'm noticing that's the World card though. Although, what does it mean? Like, I feel like a new phase should be, like, the World card is typically a new phase coming in. And I feel like you're very set in your ways. Could this person come in? It does feel like they could. I'm feeling the first step is like for them to really experience your life and to decide, is this really for them or not? Because your life is already set up is what I'm getting. And it's kind of like, do they want to be a part of your life in the way you have it set up? As it keeps going forward, you got realization with the Fool card. I feel like they actually are starting to... I think they're starting to like it more than they expected to. They actually were starting... They liked you to begin with. They decided to experience this a little bit just to see what it's like to be around you. I actually feel like they're liking it more than they expected it to. They expected to. But I feel like as it keeps going forward, the realization is there's going to be changes. I don't feel like you want to make changes. Literally, I don't feel like this is a negotiation. You're like, I don't want to. But the world is coming in, and I feel like the realization is like, if you're starting to get it. Like, if I want a quality person in my life, I can't expect them to just assimilate to what I have. There's going to have to be a melding. There's going to have to be a halfway. There's going to have to be a giving point. There's going to have to be. If you really want this to come forward. And I feel like the realization with the Fool card is saying the other person is liking this more than they thought, but the realization with the Fool card is kind of like, I almost feel like it's that moment, like, I really can't expect this to go forward that way. I can't just expect this to go forward and go completely my way. I feel like the realization is like you've kind of been the fool a little bit to think that that was a possibility. If you're going to have somebody of quality, if you're going to have somebody of quality, they already have their own life. They already have their own standards. There's going to have to be a mixing of energies. Where this is ending is the Nine of Wands with the protection. You really don't want to. You don't want to change anything in your life. You got the Three of Swords. You really don't want to. That's in your thoughts, by the way. The Three of Swords is in your thoughts. So you're kind of like, I don't want to change anything. I don't want to change direction. I don't want to move things around. I don't want to do that. The Knight of Wands is like, how much is it worth to hold on to that perspective? Is it worth holding on to it so strongly that this person walks away? Or do you want to like stand with this person, negotiate it out, and decide like what means the most of you? Because what means the most to you? Because you can hold on to the most important pieces, and what are you willing to give to the other person? What are you willing to give to them to make them just as comfortable as you are? Protection here is kind of like they're saying, look at this very carefully. How much of this do you really need, and how much of it are you just really comfortable with? What would make you feel like you're more secure? Like, this makes me think of a different reading I've done. It was a while ago. Somebody, like, they had to have a prenuptial agreement before they get married again, because the last time they got married, it went so bad. They didn't want to see themselves in that position again. It was strange for that person, because they're like, well, getting married, you're not thinking it's going to fail, but going through what they've already gone through, they're like, realizing the harshness of life. Like, you don't get involved in these things expecting to fail, but it's better to be protected in case they do. And I feel like that's what they're saying with this. It's kind of like, if you really want to give this a chance, and if you do give this a chance and say, for example, maybe it does fail, what can you set up in your own life to where you feel like, well, if this does go bad or doesn't work out, what can I do that I have changed things just enough to where, I gave enough to give this person a chance, yet I secured enough here that way I can go back to me being comfortable the way I was without worrying about where I end up in the future. So you're going to have to really decide whether this is worth it or not to really give in to this person. And if you do give in to them, what would make you feel secure? Like, what are you comfortable giving to where you still feel safe and grounded to where you can move forward? This doesn't feel like it's easy. It feels like you don't really want to give into this situation, but I feel like as you keep going forward, you're realizing, like, if I really want a quality person, I'm going to have to give in. If I don't give in to this person, I'm going to have to find a lesser person, and that might not work. That might have its own detriment. That might have some bigger consequences if you think of it that way. So think of it that way. I think we're good. All right, that's what we have for Capricorn singles. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to shut this down here. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.